Hey, today we're going to decide if the following binomials are factors of a given polynomial. So I'm going to give you a factor. We're going to go through and determine if that factor works out when I do division within the polynomial. So I have a binomial here, x minus 1. Bi means 2. So I have a binomial, and we're going to try to figure out if this binomial is a factor of this polynomial. And we'll go through and do some examples. So I'm going to show you two different approaches. One way that we can do it is by dividing. When we divide, we can do long division or synthetic division. Makes no difference. It could be long or synthetic division. I strongly encourage you to try to do synthetic division because it's easier, and I just think you'd make less mistakes by doing it that way, and it's shorter than long division. So I'm going to go through and do long synthetic division is what I'm going to go through and do. So this is x minus 1. I'm going to put 1 in the box, and we're going to line up the coefficients. 1, 1, 1. This represents 1x squared, 1x, and then 1. So I'm not missing anything. I don't need any placeholders, so we're good to go. This one is going to come straight down. The 1 comes straight down. From here, we know we multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. 1 times 1, add. 2 times 1, add. I got 3. So what this tells us is x minus 1 is not a factor of x squared plus x plus 1. How do I know that? Because I got 3 as the remainder. So this last number is your remainder. If I get any other number besides 0, then the binomial is not a factor. So we will say x minus 1 is not a factor, and the remainder is 3. So x minus 1 is not a factor, and I got a remainder of 3. Number 2, we got x squared plus 2x plus 1, and we're going to see if x plus 2 is a factor of this polynomial. Again, we'll go through and do synthetic division. Negative 2 goes in the box. Line up the coefficients. 1, 2, 1. Draw a line. 1, or whatever this first number is, always comes straight down. From here, repetition of multiply, add, multiply, add, multiply, add. 1 times negative 2 is negative 2, add. 0 times negative 2 is 0, add. So I got 1 as the remainder. Again, I got 1. That means something is left over. So x plus 2 is not a factor. And we got a remainder of 1. So x plus 2 is not a factor, and we got a remainder of 1. So that would be my answer for this problem. Let's go through and try one more, and then I'll show you an alternate way of trying to figure out if something is a factor or not. This time I got x plus 1, and we're trying to see if it's a factor of this really long one here. So negative 1 goes in the box. Line up our coefficients. 1, 3, negative 33, negative 35. First number always comes straight down. Do check for placeholders, even though I don't need it. X to the third, x squared, x to the first power number. So I don't need a placeholder, so we're good to go. First number comes down. 1 times negative 1, add. 2 times negative 1, add. Negative 35 times negative 1, add. And what would you know? I got 0 as the remainder. There is no remainder, so that means x plus 1 is a factor of this polynomial. So x plus 1 is a factor. All right, another way, even though synthetic division probably wasn't too bad for you, another way we can go through and figure out if something is a factor is by doing synthetic substitution. So I'm going to go through and show you another method. So this is another way of getting to the same answer. Since this problem did not ask us to find the complete quotient, it didn't ask us to go through the whole thing. It just asked us to determine if something was a factor or not. So that's based off of your remainder. I can use a shortcut by just taking the opposite of this and substituting it into my polynomial, and that'll give me the remainder. So what I mean by that is this is x minus 1. I'm going to take positive 1. plug it in there, plug it in there. So if I work that out, that's going to give me 1 squared plus 1 plus 1. So what I did is I took positive 1, the same number that goes in the box. I substituted in here. I substituted it in here. So that's 1, and then that's 1. And so I add all this together, 1 plus 1 plus 1. I got 3. And what do you know? I got the same thing that I got over here. I got the exact same thing. So that means that 3 is my remainder. And yet again, this is not a factor. So let's go through and do the second one so you can see that you're going to get the same answer. So this is another way of getting to the same answer. And yes, my phone is ringing, but I'll call them back when I finish my video. So this is x plus 2. Now I'm going to take negative 2, make a substitution here, make a substitution here. So that is going to give me negative 2 squared plus 2 times negative 2 plus 1. And it's just a shortcut of getting to the same information, just trying to offer you different ways and strategies to save your time. So this is going to be 4 minus 4, I got 1. Same way, different way, but I got the same answer. So it's up to you if you want to use synthetic substitution and just substitute it in. You can use Desmos to help you figure out the numeric part of it, or you can go through and do synthetic division. Either way is going to give you the same answer.